Okay. This is the first time I'm using YouTube Live to do this streaming. So, all right, here is what I want to talk about. I'm going to be going through just a demonstration of how to handle this lab. The first lab, actually, I want to talk about is well, actually, let's start with Lab 1.1. Okay, this is the first time you've been doing it. So we're going to be looking at this simulated population, this categorical variable stent. So let's just go to this link here, and it's going to open it up in a new tab. I'm actually going to find it more useful to put these tabs side by side, or the two things. So I can look at the instructions here, and I can do my analysis over here. The first thing you want to do is create your sample. So we have this is called a population simulator. We can simulate data being drawn from a population by setting a couple options in how we sample. So the first thing that I want to do is open up my sampling options tab. There are a couple of different ways of sampling: simple, random, and stratified. A stratified just allows you to say, I want this many of this type and this many of that type. That's what the instructions ask you to do. In particular, we're asked to get 225 from the treat control group and 226 from the treatment group. Each of these are called a stratum. They're strata of my sample. So I'm going to add two strata. I'm going to set the two sample sizes of 225 and 226, and set the first one to be the control group and the second one to be the treatment group. That is my study design, so to speak. Now you can see down below, when I want to sample, I have a sample size, a full sample size of 451. And when I click sample, that's what I'm going to get. All these individuals have been sampled now, and this is my data. If I wanted to, I can save this as a CSV. It's going to be down in my downloads folder, but I can actually do the analysis right from here. So I'm going to be looking at two variables. We want to create a summary table for the data set. First, we want to summarize the numbers in the 0 to 30 day outcomes. I'm going to look at the 0 to 30, so that's called outcome 30 by group. So these two variables. I want to look at in the, I'm sorry, I'm going to look at, yeah, I guess I'm going to just click this, analyze. I'm sorry, click the group, outcome 30, check group analysis. Okay, the contingency pop-up, the marginals, expand it. We will use the column totals to fill in the table below. Don't close the pop-up, you can minimize it. Let's just do exactly what the instructions say to do. I'm going to go to, this has split up the data into these two kind of slices, whether or not they had, oh, no, that's not the right variable. Oh, outcome 30, yeah, event and no event. Sorry, no event versus stroke. I'm going to look at the marginals, and now I'm going to go back to here, because I actually need to open up this this lab report, right, to start filling stuff in. When I click on that, which I've already done, it's going to open this up. Now I'm the author of this, so I have author buttons here for this this document, but you're not going to have those. What you're going to do is file, make a copy, and that's going to pop up a copy of it. So this is lab report number 1. I'm going to put in my name, Brian Powers, and I'm going to start to fill in this table. Now I'm going to find it more helpful to actually have this next, like I'm going to put this over here to look at the where's my here is my tab. Sorry, I wasn't sure where it was. So for the 0, so I'm looking at the outcome 30, and you can see that I've got a similar kind of total over here, or some kind of table over here. It's the stroke and no event are actually in a different order. If I wanted to, I can actually reorder them here, just to put them in the right same order so that I don't get mixed up when I copy these into their table. I'm going to do that. 25, 201, and then I have 8, 217, and my totals down below 33 and 418. That is that's easy enough to do. I'm going to do the same thing for the other for outcome 365. So I'm going to minimize that because I'm going to come back to it. Change my selection from outcome 30 to outcome 365 and create the same kind of table. I'm going to do the same thing of reordering these just so that it matches. Oops. And look at those marginals again. The stroke was 33, 193. I have 22. I have 203. And then the totals of 55 and 396. Now I'm asked to calculate row proportions for the following contingency table. So let's just park this and look at the instructions of the lab. Calculate proportions of patients who had a stroke for the different time periods. These are calculated for you by changing the marginal table to show row proportions instead of frequencies. So this is done by under the marginals, change it to row proportions. This is telling me that in the treatment group, 14.6% had a stroke. In the control group, 9.8% had a stroke. That's going to be going into this table right here. Treatment, it's 0.146. I guess it's percentage, so I'll be nice and put it in percentage, 9.8. Do you like more decimal places? If you do, you can change the settings up here. You can click on this little gear icon and change the precision to like 4 or 5. You can get more decimal places that way. I don't like to have too many decimal places because it gets just messy. I have the outcome 30. I'm going to do the same thing, but I think you could do that yourself. That is basically what you do for this one. I wanted to just talk about this next one, 1.1.2, just to show you because it's a little bit different. This one actually asks you to create the population, which you're welcome to do, and it's good practice, and the instructions are here. It'll talk you through that. I'm going to jump straight to this link, which actually opens up the population ready for sampling. I'm going to pop it over here, and I'm going to follow the rest of the instructions. So what we have here is we're simulating an experiment where we're able to, we have a treatment we're testing to see how it affects people and the amount of migraines that they have, if it reduces the number of migraines. So for this one, it's a little simpler. We're not doing a stratified sample. So we just have this population of individuals enrolled in this experiment and 100 of them. And basically, I think that some of them are going to get the treatment, some of them are not. But I'm going to sample to simulate my data. And so I have, by group, the number of migraines. Now, it's all in a table now, but I want to actually analyze the primary response variable of number of migraines grouped by, excuse me, grouped by group. So the way you do that is down below, select only the number of migraines as the analyze variable. And I want to group it by group and then click analyze. That is going to split my data into these two independent sets, the control set and the treatment set. And then I'm going to actually name this num migraines as my response, as my variable name. The rest of this is a matter of going through and looking at summary statistics and charts and stuff like that. I'm going to go to my lab report. You're asked for these summary statistics, and you can get those straight here from the summary statistics panel. It's going to tell me the sample size for the control and for treatment. It is right here, 48 versus 52. The sample means calculated here for me automatically. The median as well. The standard deviation is a measure of spread, so it's going to be found here, the sample standard deviation, not the population standard deviation, which is not really meaningful here because we're only looking at a sample, not a population. The interquartile range, IQR, is also given here. It's another measure of spread, and you can go through the charts. Supposed to, I've already put this in here. I should delete this because that you would come to this template and not have a box plot. Where you get the box plot? Under charts. You can go through, click on box plot. You've got a box plot right here. You can either download it and then upload it into your Google Doc, or you can copy image. This is just easier, and paste it. You all know how to copy and paste. Frequency polygon, it's made for me. I don't have to change any settings, although I have the ability to change the settings. This changes the number of bins that construct the frequency polygon to make it more or less fine, which has pros and cons. The empirical CDF is another plot that's given here. And I'm not going to talk about that here in this video, but this is just how you'll get it. So super simple. Anyway, I think that's all I really want to say about this, just to give you a kind of a little bit of an introduction on how you go about um, uh, getting this lab started. I'm going to stop here, and I hope this helps you out well. Let's see. No, that's not the right tab. I'm going to there we go. Stop sharing. There we go. Okay, so let's see. This is live. I've never done live before. Let's end the stream.